tal a todos? Me da gusto saludarlos nuevamente. Mi nombre es Kerry Ramírez, director de Destino Australia. Y bueno, bienvenidos a esta que es la versión grabada del seminario que tuvimos con James Cook University. James Cook, que es una de las universidades más reconocidas en el mundo en todo lo que es temas y estudios ambientales y también en turismo sustentable. Ya hemos tenido a muchos estudiantes que han tenido una extraordinaria experiencia con James Cook y bueno, pues nos da mucho gusto que nos acompañen en esta versión grabada del seminario, donde Matt Monkhouse, directamente desde James Cook, nos platicará sobre la extraordinaria experiencia que les ofrece James Cook. Como siempre en Destino Australia estaremos al pendiente de sus aplicaciones. Les pedimos que se pongan en contacto con nosotros si necesitan más información o tienen algunas dudas o si ya están listos para aplicar al programa de James Cook. Así que bueno, pues empecemos. Los dejo en manos de Matt Monkhouse, quien les dará la presentación sobre James Cook University.
Okay, greetings from James Cook University. Good morning from Townsville, Queensland, Australia, and good evening across Latin America. I'm very happy to be here today to be able to provide you with information on James Cook University. We'll talk about our campus locations, study options at James Cook University, and have a question and answer session at the end. So if you have anything you would like to discuss, any information you need, feel free to either ask as we go or we can actually talk at the end. So I thought I would start with a little bit of an overview of James Cook University. JCU is 40 years old. We just had our 40th birthday quite recently. We're a fully comprehensive university with over 300 courses on offer. We're a very research-intensive university with a focus in particular on earth and environmental sciences, public health, tropical medicine, a range of different specific study areas. But as we'll see today through the presentation, we are fully comprehensive with over 300 courses from bachelor through to PhD. We're a tri-campus university. We have campus locations in the cities of Townsville, Cairns in northern Queensland. We also have a campus location in Singapore. Very multicultural, very diverse student population here at JCU. We have nationalities from over 100 different countries. I think it's actually 105 different nationalities on campus. So many international students and lots of Australian students here, of course, as well. Now, as I said, I hope you can understand the Australian accent okay. I know sometimes not very used to the Australian accent, and here in North Queensland our accent can sometimes be quite strong, so I do apologise if I'm a little hard to understand. JCU is ranked in the top 4% of universities worldwide. So we're a leading research university specialising in business, information technology, engineering, tropical environmental earth studies, marine sciences, marine biology, tourism, and as I said, public health, tropical medicine. And I'll go into these in a little more detail as we progress through the presentation. JCU has a tropical agenda. We're Australia's leading university for the tropics, and we do differentiate ourselves with a strong focus on the tropical world. Now, as you can see from our location, as I said, up in northern Queensland, so tropical environment. So you can see, obviously, a map of Australia to give you some perspective. Our campus locations are very unique. Our main campus is in the city of Townsville. We have a campus in Cairns, and as I said, a campus in Singapore. Now, we are the gateway cities to the Great Barrier Reef, so it's a very strategic place for our campus locations. Our campus locations mean we're able to offer some significant field work. We have research centres, research stations scattered throughout the region. So students do get first-hand look and actually get out into the environment. So it's a very good place to study. Great Barrier Reef across the coast in front and Daintree Rainforest nestled in behind our cities. Now, our Townsville campus, it's predominantly our main campus location. We have about 12,000 students on campus, about 2,500 international students. The campus is, again, very unique. We're set in a natural tropical bushland. We're on 380 hectares, so quite a large campus. Very unique. We have lots of natural wildlife on campus. There are actually kangaroos, wallabies jumping around on campus, so it is a very nice place to study. The majority of our research facilities and infrastructure is also based on our Townsville campus, and we do have a lot of on-campus accommodation here as well. And I'll talk a little bit more about on-campus accommodation and some of the infrastructure as we go. Just some quick overview of some of the learning spaces. You can see a picture of our library there, 24-hour access to all these areas, including the computers. We are investing in some significant infrastructure. The Townsville campus, it's a little city in itself. I mean, we have restaurants, we have hairdressers, post office, there's a bank, there's supermarket, there's a bar, there's all sorts of things happening on campus. It's its own little city and it's very self-sufficient. You can see from the slide that is currently up, we're investing significantly in some new infrastructure, building a new town centre. This will be open in 2013. Our Cairns campus, 4,000 students on our Cairns campus. Very unique rainforest setting. So modern campus, teaching facilities, lots of accommodation, nestled in a little rainforest station up in towards the north of Cairns. Again, very unique campus location, very beautiful place to study. And I have some testimonials that I can also pass on to Destino to show you as well, and it details some of the things our students are actually up to over here. And of course we have many students from Latin America studying across Townsville and Cairns. Cairns Institute is currently under construction. It'll also open in 2013. Its primary research focus is on social issues. I mean, it ranges on things from tourism to climate change to economic impacts from tourism or from environmental issues. Townsville and Cairns cities. Very nice part of the world, as I said. Townsville is a fantastic place, as is Cairns. Very tourism focused. So as a result, very clean cities, very safe cities, very modern cities, lots of activities, lots of things to do. They're very vibrant coastal cities. Another thing that's very good is a strong economy. So as international students, you're allowed to work up to 20 hours per week part-time while you study. You can work full-time in your breaks. So when the university goes on holidays, we have a fairly significant mid-year semester break and a break through the Christmas period. You can actually work full-time in this period and up to 20 hours per week or 40 hours per fortnight while you study. And the great thing about Townsville, as I said, very strong, very diverse economy, meaning there are lots of part-time job opportunities, lots of avenues for you to work. So that is either on campus or off campus. You are not restricted. You can work in any particular area. One of the biggest things about our cities is cost of living. Australian dollar is quite high at the moment, as we know. Exchange rate is quite high. So to offset that, Townsville or Cairns is something you need to look at as far as cost of living. And we maintain Melbourne and Sydney, fantastic cities. I love Melbourne, but it's very expensive to live in at the moment. Now you're looking at around about $21,000 per year living allowance, comparison to around about $16,000 to $17,000 in a city like Townsville. So cheaper accommodation, cheaper transport, cheaper general cost of living. Now, one of the great things about our areas is the natural environment. So as well as being, vibrant cities with lots of, restaurants and nightlife, everything a good city should have, we have lots of beautiful natural attractions. So as I mentioned before, for those particularly looking at earth and environmental sciences or climate change or anything to do with marine biology, it's a fantastic place to study. Our campus has natural laboratories all around it, so we're very lucky with our campus locations. And, we have these internationally known locations that you can see on screen that are driving distance from the campus. So very nice place to live, very nice place to study. Fantastic climate, of course, as well. So that's a little bit about the cities and the campuses. So we can, again, have some questions in chat at the end about any of that. So I'll now sort of switch focus to more of the academic side, looking at our course options and some of JCU's strengths across research. We have 2 intakes per year at James Cook University. We have an intake in February and an intake in July. Most of our courses do have 2 intakes. It's some of the medical programs, and we have an undergraduate Bachelor of Medicine, Surgery, Nursing. Some of these don't have a mid-year intake, but science, business, engineering, the majority of our programs do have a mid-year intake. So what can we study? I won't go into a lot of details because I know most of our audience today is interested in science. So I'll just give a little bit of an overview of JCU so you can get a feel for the strengths of JCU and the significance of the university here in Australia. University is split into 4 faculties: arts, education, social sciences. So as you can see in this particular faculty, we cover things like international relations, psychology, education. We have programs in journalism, political science, anthropology, archaeology, so we're very big across these areas. Law, business and creative arts, we have a Bachelor of Business, a Bachelor of Information Technology, New Media Arts, so we're very big across IT, business, through all these areas. Same at the postgraduate level. We have an MBA program, Information Technology, e-research centres on campus, Master of Professional Accounting, Conflict and Dispute Resolution, and a Master of Economics, which is also internationally known here for JCU with our Environmental Management, Political Economy, International Relations specialisations. The third faculty at James Cook University is the Faculty of Medicine, Health and Molecular Sciences. As I said before, we have an MBBS program at the undergraduate level, dental surgery, we have full allied health, physiotherapy, speech pathology, exercise science, occupational therapy, pharmacy, public health, tropical medicine, veterinary animal science, biomedical sciences. Now, I know that most of you actually today are interested in science and engineering, so I will spend a little bit more time on our science and engineering programs, particularly science. So if anyone is interested in any other study areas that's here today, please don't hesitate to either email me or we can ask, have a conversation at the end around some questions as well. So the Master of Science, this is really one of JCU's major strengths. Our top 4% ranking does predominantly come on the back of our expertise in science. You can see the specialisations available in the Master of Science up on screen. The Master of Science is a 1.5-year program, so it's taught across 3 semesters. It is 12 subjects. So in our international rankings, very high across these areas. We're essentially #1 international for marine biology, marine science. We're #1 in aquaculture. We're a clear leader in Australia for earth and environmental science. We're a clear leader and internationally recognised around protected area management, natural resource management. #1 for tropical ecology and conservation, tropical marine ecology and fisheries biology. So very, very big and very active in these particular areas. So essentially, if you're thinking about marine science, environmental science, JCU should be very on top of your consideration set. It's what we do very well, and we are #1 across the world for the vast majority of these study areas. Yes, thank you. So as you can see here, our reputation and some of our rankings listed on screen. As I mentioned earlier, second in the world in climate change, Smithsonian Institute #1, NASA #3, and JCU sitting in second place. So we're in amongst some fantastic company. So we're very proud of that based on citations. We have a climate change centre, research centre based on campus here. We have many research facilities and infrastructure and linkages with universities throughout the world. Also Latin America, but particularly across Europe, Southeast Asia. So we have research collaborations with many universities. And we've had some new research rankings come in that have actually risen, so we're doing very well. We're in the top 50 worldwide on the QS rankings for environmental science, earth and environmental science, and still maintaining our #1 spot for marine biology and marine science. So if we go into the next slide from here, please, Dimity. We're looking at some of our research strengths. And just the next one too after this one. Looking at some of our research strengths, and as I said, the teaching areas we have been discussing, JCU's teaching strengths really parallel our research strengths. So we are strong in PhD right across the board. So the lecturers who are out doing this research, international findings, are back in the classroom teaching those master's students or supervising our PhD students. So the relationship between these two areas is very strong. And you'll see some of our research strengths up on screen there now, and some of our research stations and facilities. We have our own liveaboard vessels. So we have a fleet of vessels that students are able to utilise. So whether it's going out diving on the Great Barrier Reef, collecting samples, monitoring activities of certain species, we have a lot of infrastructure in place for these particular areas. As I said, also, we can go to the next slide, please. We also have areas across tourism, sustainability, disaster management. So anything, again, to do with sustainability. We actually have some large facilities. I did mention that someone was interested in biofuel and renewable fuel production. So basically we also have an algae centre here on campus. So we're growing algae, which is producing biodiesel. In turn, the algae grows and dies. That algae is then used as cattle feed. So it's a full process, fully sustainable process. And JCU was actually doing quite well. We've got some major research grants into millions of dollars from particular companies who are investing into infrastructure for JCU. So if we could please go to the next slide. And again, in tourism, JCU is in the top 10 tourism schools across the world. Now, part of that is our focus on sustainable tourism. As I said, our expertise in the marine environment, terrestrial environment, being number one across the world and in Australia in cross-faculty collaboration is very, very strong. So we have implement guidelines worldwide for the whale watching industry. Of course, as I said, with the Great Barrier Reef, I keep coming back to that. It's such an important part of the natural environment, and JCU's expertise in protecting and managing that is recognised worldwide. Of course, that goes right across to tourism. So again, if we could go into the next slide, please. And medicine and health. I know we're particularly looking at science here today, but again, JCU's interest in the tropical world also extends into medicine and health. We're doing some significant research across disease, prevention, control, eradication for people, animals, and also agriculture. And we have a Centre for Public Health over 100 years old. So again, next slide, please. Now, a little bit further, just about pathways, we do have also English language centres on campus here. So for those of you who may need some extra English language to be eligible for the programs, we can actually offer some English language here on campus. The general IELTS scores results required for our courses are 6.0, so an overall score of 6.0 with no component less than 5.5. So keep that in mind, and again, if you have any questions, we can also discuss at the end, or you can email me directly. I will leave you my email address. Dimmy, if we can go to the next one, please. As I said, the English Pathway College is actually on campus here at JCU, so you will be studying English on campus at the university. So whether it's 10 weeks or 5 or 10 weeks that you may require, we can offer that here. For those of you who may be looking at scholarship options, JCU offers a 10-week English language scholarship for students who are coming through on a government or a scholar from a major scholarship body. We also have scholarships available for PhD and higher research degrees. JCU, we are a very research intensive university, so we do not have scholarships for coursework or in bachelor or masters, but we do have scholarships available for our PhD and for our higher research degrees for Masters by Research. And as I said, also a 10-week English language scholarship. Now, a little bit about our support. As we go on, and next slide please, as we go on, talk about our support and accommodation. JCU is recognised internationally and within Australia for the support we offer. Across Australia, international students benchmark all universities. So essentially we're getting rated against other universities. So at JCU, we come in at number 1 or 2 consistently for this. So this is the services that we offer our international students. As you can see, for one, we have on-campus accommodation. We have 2,000 on-campus accommodation places. We also have an accommodation service. So you can actually live on campus, and it is actually right on campus. You walk across the road and get out of bed, across the road, and you're actually in class. So it's very close. We also have an accommodation service that will assist you in finding accommodation around the universities in the centre of our city. So there's lots of accommodation options, houses, whether you're living in with other students, living with an Australian family, moving in with friends, or your own place, we will help you and provide you accommodation for that. We have 2 staff just dedicated to accommodation. Looking at the next slide, some of our activities and our support services. So as you'll see coming up, JCU, as I mentioned before, about coming in number 1 for our support. Basically, we will come and pick you up from the airport. We have all sorts of on-campus activities during our O week. So as well as making sure that you are happy and established in your class, you know where you should be, you're enrolled in your correct classes, we have lots of fun and interesting interactive sessions too. So you are, as I mentioned before, 105 different nationalities studying on the JCU campus. So you're meeting students from all over the world. We facilitate activities, take students down to the beach for games of cricket and different sporting activities. There's lots of clubs and societies available at JCU. So we make sure that you're having fun. You're meeting students from all over the world, of course, as well as many other Australian students. So when you first arrive, we will help you open up a bank account, set up a mobile phone, a cell phone, find accommodation, and lots of fun activities that go with that as well. And of course, as we got there, pick you up from the airport. Next slide, please. And this one just reinforces, basically, as I was saying, with the support and the fun activities. We have an international student centre, so we have a hotline, so there's always someone that you can talk to regarding any issues. So if from 9 to 5 through the day when the university is open, there is someone you can go into for assistance across financial, social, academic, any problems you might have. We have a careers and employment division, so we will help you find a job. As I said, you can work part-time. We have 2 major career fairs during the year. So if you're able to stay and work in Australia on completion of your degree, if you'd like to gain some experience in an Australian or an international firm in Australia, then basically we can facilitate that as well. Extra study skills, so whether if you're new to Australia, trying to learn some how to operate in the Australian environment, the Australian university system, we can help you with that as well, making sure you're fitting in and coping well and surviving. Next one, please. So really, just to finalise, JCU, we have global quality degrees in some fantastic campus locations, the cities of Townsville and Cairns, great places to live, very clean, very safe environments. A university that's ranked in the top 4% overall, but particularly around science and environmental science, earth and environmental sciences, marine science, we're number 1 internationally. So you're studying at the university that is internationally acclaimed and internationally recognised in these particular fields. We have researchers, supervisors, number 1 across many areas within their particular fields. Also lower cost of living in a relaxed environment. So, as we've got at the bottom, English immersion in a true Australian setting, which is very true. So, as I said, really that's all today. So I'm happy to answer any questions. Given a lot of information about James Cook University, so I would really encourage you to go to our website, look up some information about our cities, about the courses you may be interested in, about the university itself, and then please feel free to email me or ask questions about anything at all. Happy to help. And of course, Destino Australia can also assist you with your application, with any general information about the university. They are our official representative throughout Mexico, so can certainly help you to establish connections or apply to the university.
Y pues bueno, esta fue la presentación que nos dio Matt Tomhouse de James Cook University. Nosotros como Destino Australia estaremos apoyándoles en todo el proceso de admisiones para James Cook. Obviamente somos su conexión con Australia y pueden ver ahora en su pantalla nuestros datos de contacto. Los invitamos a contactarnos ya sea por correo electrónico, por teléfono, a través de nuestros diferentes espacios que tenemos en Facebook y Twitter. Y bueno, será un gusto estarlos apoyando para complementar su aplicación a James Cook University. Les agradezco a todos sus atenciones y seguimos en contacto. Les saluda Kerry Ramírez de Destino Australia.